Eric Bakker, the naturopath. Thanks for coming back and checking out my video. Let's talk about starch. I wrote quite a lot about this in Candida Crusher, my book. If you go to yeastinfection.org, you can also read some of my articles about starch. I explain the difference between, the soluble fibers, the insoluble fibers. I talk about starch. But if people want, I'm happy to do a video, going into more detail about starch and stuff like that. But I find with the longer videos, it's probably a waste of time because most people click off after 3 minutes and probably go back to Facebook to watch funny cat videos or something. So I find 3-4 minutes to be that good. Anyway, let's not waste time. Resistant starch, why it is so important for you, right? When you eat different foods, many of them get digested, partially digested in the stomach and finished off in the small intestine, right? Some can even start getting to become digested with your mouth, with the saliva. You can get a bit of digestion occurring, which increases in the gut and then gets finished further down. But some foods are called resistant starches. They actually bypass the small bowel or will get partially digested higher up and then move further down into the colon or large intestine where they get finished off. They get fermented, they get broken down, these starches. They're food for beneficial bacteria. They're very, very, very important to eat. Now, this is really what gets up me, really annoys me a lot, is so many people now think that the foods I'm going to talk about are bad for you. They're the Darth Vader of foods. They make you fat and sick and ugly and you die of, cancer or whatever. Like, there's so much crap on the internet about fiber and about carbohydrates. Some people are so worried now about carbs, they treat them like they're radioactive substances. They walk around them. They think they're toxic. So, look, do I look fat? I've eaten oats all my life. I've eaten bananas. I've eaten potatoes. I've eaten all the stuff you're told not to eat. I'm not fat. You don't get fat from eating the kind of foods I'm going to talk about, okay? Many people just don't get that through. They say, I can't eat oats. They're no good. I get bloating. They're sick. They make me sick or I get fat from them. My nutritionist told me to avoid most forms of carbs, including potatoes and sweet potatoes and rice and pastas. I've been told to ban all that now. Well, back in the 70s, there was the pasta diet, where actually people did lose weight eating pasta. But back then also, they didn't have the high fructose corn syrup and all the other crap we've got in our diets today. So what do? Well, resistant starches are very important because they will also help you to regulate your appetite. They'll also help to bind cholesterol and pull it out of the body, right? You eat a good serving of rolled oats every day, probably like your great-grandma did, there's a big chance your cholesterol will come down with any kind of statin drug or junk like that, okay? Food is medicine. Medicine is food. Rolled oats are a fantastic food. Green bananas are touted as being healthy, but I'm not really a fan of promoting unripe fruits to people. Fruits should be ripe, maybe a little bit not ripe, but you shouldn't eat like bright green bananas. So you can get plantain bananas, which is Samoan and Tongan people eat. The Pacific Island people eat the green banana, but they stay green. They don't go yellow. But it's not a great idea to eat a semi-ripe fruit, in my opinion. Would you eat a semi-ripe watermelon? Probably not. Would you eat an apple that's green that hasn't gone red yet? Probably not, okay? You can cook with it. It doesn't taste so great. So some of the best resistant starches, in my opinion, would be oats, potato, sweet potato, pastas, brown rice, white rice. Now, this is the interesting thing with fiber, resistant fiber. When you let a potato cool, all right, and then cook it, you're doubling the fiber content just by doing that. That's a pretty cool trick. So brown rice, sweet potato is my favorite. So you can also get potatoes, sweet potatoes, and maybe some brown rice. You can cook them, and the following day, you can make patties out of them, like little hamburger kind of patties, and cook them in olive oil, and they are delicious. A little bit of salt and pepper on top, you will love it. Trust me, it's nice. Now, that's really healthy for the gut, okay, because this is what the bacteria want. They want that resistant starch. They're going to feed on that, and that's going to really increase their population, and then they're going to confer benefits to you. More energy, better cognition. You're just going to feel better. When I finally move people from high protein diets into a little bit more of these resistant starches, they have a problem because their bacteria are not up to speed yet. So you can't just all of a sudden jump off a building, okay? You need to jump off a chair first. Maybe then, okay, then maybe you can jump off a taller chair and then eventually you can jump off the whole big building, providing you've got a parachute, I hope. The point I'm making is start small and then go up and up, all right? So if you haven't really eaten the foods I'm mentioning, like the brown rice or the oats or the potato, what you will do is you start with a very small portion, especially if you've got a lot of gas or bloating. You may even want to do a stool test to determine where your level of pancreatic health is first. Look at the PE1 or the elastase. If that's really low, you may need some enzymes, so you're going to not get too much gas or bloating. Look at the beneficial bacteria. You need to have reasonable levels. Otherwise, if you've got very low levels, you'll get a lot of farting and bloating, which will then get blamed by some practitioner on a detox reaction, some crap like that, right? So always start slowly when you make major dietary changes. Never ever do things quick, because then you'll get sick and you'll feel it and you'll pay the price for it. So don't forget, resistant starches are important. I'm a big fan of brown rice. I like brown basmati rice. I'm also a fan of sweet potato. So we've got some very nice sweet potatoes here in New Zealand. What I like about sweet potato is they're not a nightshade, okay? And also is they don't really get affected by pests. So I've never heard of sweet potato crops being sprayed. Not in my country anyway. Maybe in your country could be different. But sweet potato are easy to grow. They are a powerhouse of nutrition. They're high in potassium, they're very high in vitamin A, superior when it comes to starch and fiber, and they're one of the best natural, in my opinion, one of the best root vegetables you can eat, period, is sweet potato. Check out the nutritional facts on them. But yeah, check out you might want to watch the video again to get some of the finer points on the bacteria and the cholesterol that I mentioned, but those are just 2 or 3 things out of 50 odd points I could expand on when it comes to the benefits of fiber. The other big benefit is appetite regulation. Okay, it'll control your appetite to a better degree, so it'll stop you from wanting to snack on foods. All right, so that's it. Don't forget to click on the link. There's probably a PDF link in the description box. It'll be a pretty cool report. Thanks for tuning in.